Hello everyone, I am back, and for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome to All Things Notary. On this channel we discuss all things pertaining to our notary businesses. I am Hope Jordan. I am a notary located in southern Indiana, and I also serve western Kentucky. And I'm actually just headed back from Owensboro, Kentucky, where I had a closing for an investor. I do many signings for signing services, as well as local title companies and lenders, real estate agents in my local community. And I also do what's known as general notary work. And so that consists of wills and power of attorneys, court documents, whether it be adoptions or divorce, different types of affidavits, jurats, eyewitness documents where there's no need for a notarization, and I quite enjoy all of those things. I would say my specialty is real estate notarizations. They are something that I'm most familiar with, and regardless of what it is, whether it's a purchase, a sale, a refinance, a loan modification, a quit claim deed, a hard money sale, or whatever, anything in regards to real estate, I am very well versed at, and so that is one of my favorite things. And there is no state law as far as what your fees should be. So we all know that it's not regulated. Real estate notarizations are not regulated by our Secretary of State. In Indiana, we do have to have a title producer's license, but we are not regulated as far as our fees are concerned. And so today, I would like to talk about quantity versus quality. When I was a new notary, which has been right at 4 years ago, in the midst of COVID, in the midst of the greatest percentage rate that you could get for homes, purchase, refinance, whatever, I had an overwhelming amount of work. And so this was all real estate, but then you add in the other notarial jobs that I do, as far as the powers of attorney, wills, divorces, all that. There was just an overwhelming amount of work, and I sometimes worked until 9 p.m. And it wasn't that I was starting at that particular time, but I wouldn't get home for maybe having an hour drive. If I left at 8, I'd get home at 9. But sometimes appointments did start as late as 8 or 8:30, and they still do. That's no different. But during that time, there was a lot of that. And so I didn't know at that particular time that I should be, in my opinion, I think that I should have been focused on quality. the quality that I am given to the clients rather than the quantity of jobs that I'm receiving. There is something to be said for those individuals that take pride in what they do and that take their time doing what they do. You know, some people look at it as, oh, that person's being slow, that person doesn't know what they're doing. You know, there could be all sorts of reasons as to why someone is taking their time to do something. But in the notary business, we are there to get the job done, to get it done rather quickly, but not so quick that people feel rushed. And it's not that I ever did that to my knowledge, but I never want to make a person feel like they have to hurry up and go through, you know, the signing of the documents. A lot of times, if not every time, I mean, there's a 99.9% of people that have not seen any of the documents, and that includes the closing statement, which is supposed to be sent to the purchasers and sellers too 3 days prior to, at least. And a lot of times, you know, I'll get to the appointments and they've not seen anything. And so it is important that they know what they're signing. You know, just imagine you signing documents and you don't know what it is, and someone is urging you to move quickly. And so while I don't, you know, believe in that, and then you have those individuals that you can look at them and tell that they want to try to read everything. Well, that's not a thing. You know, we definitely don't have time for that, but there is a way to be patient with the person and explain to them, you know, that there's only so much time that you have to conduct the signing. So what I found out after a while, it probably took me, I don't know, 6 months, because, you know, I was just in such, I was in awe, you know, first of all, of receiving as many offers as I was receiving and being able to make the amount of money that I was making. It was just one of those things where I accepted as many things as I could because I could. I had worked at a school, and during the summer, you know, the things were just coming back to back to back, and I didn't have anywhere to be at any particular time. The kids weren't doing anything the next day to where I had to be home getting prepared for school. And so I did have that freedom of going out and staying out, you know, kids with a dad or with family or with sisters or whatever. Anyway, I was having fun making money, and it was exciting because I was learning new things, and I was meeting all sorts of people with great stories, and I love stories. I am one of those people that I adore our older population. I truly, truly, truly enjoy being around older individuals. There is so much wisdom there, and, you know, they just offer so much more than, you know, someone my age offers, you know, when you visit them. There's the, you know, making you feel at home, to, you know, wanting to know about you and where you came from. And they know nothing about me. You know, I'm sent there by their lender or their title company or what have you, and they're refinancing their house, and they are just, you know, the people that I've been in touch with are just warm individuals. I've truly been blessed to encounter such individuals, and it is such a joy. I mean, I truly do love what I do. And so they're my favorite group of people. Um, and so, like I said, definitely wanting them to have every opportunity to look at their documents and to understand what it is they're signing is important. Now, we do also want to look at um, the quality that we're given. Okay, and so I talked about the quantity of receiving so many notifications and assignments and things like that. The quality. These individuals that I said, that I would meet and had such a good rapport with, that's giving quality. My time and being interested in them. Mind you, none of us know, usually none of us know um, our customers before we go out. And it's when we go out that first impression is made, that it's going to be a lasting impression. Okay, so whatever you're putting out, whatever you're giving off, whatever aura, however your demeanor is, that's what they're going to remember. And I just think that, if you try to rush everything, you're going to miss out on something. If you're doing this to earn a quick buck, then you're not going to be as fulfilled as the rest of us that are doing it for our career. I'm in this as far as I can see until I can't do it anymore. I've got to be like not able to drive and maybe, not be able to fill out my portion of the documents, sign my name, stamp, and all of that. I can't see of any reason that I wouldn't do this anymore, except for, to add something else to my business, and maybe I won't do this as much. But this is what I do because I love doing what I do. This is what I do because I love it. I absolutely love it. And so quality is definitely what I'm aiming for rather than quantity. There are some days that I can have, I don't know, 6 to 8 phone calls. And there's usually no way that I can get to that many people in a day because of the appointments that I already have scheduled. So I do have to turn people away. But depending upon where they are in the community, if they're somewhere near where I'm going and they're able to be flexible with the time that we meet, it's quite possible that I can service them as well, depending on what they want, especially. But again, I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to put too much on myself. I want to be able to be refreshed after every appointment. There has to be a cushion between one appointment to the next. Yes, there are some times that I do appointments back to back within 15-20 minutes of one another, but I make every effort to give 30 to 45 minutes and 1 hour's best between appointments. And that allows me to take care of personal things that one has to take care of, especially when they're driving to and from. It allows me to eat or at least get a snack. It allows me to go home and print because I am not 100% mobile I do my printing from my house. And for those of you that are 100% mobile, that's awesome. I'm actually looking into that. There are some things that I don't quite understand about just yet, as far as the type of batteries that are needed, that would be needed for my printer and that kind of thing. But so you definitely want to give yourself, a cushion. And whenever we're out, you just want to have a good demeanor about yourself. There are sometimes going to be situations where people are going to be not as pleasant, especially when you go into a hospital or a nursing home. Most recently, I was in a nursing home and had a grumpy individual. Now, the thing about this individual is that he wasn't upset about signing the documents. He was fine. He knew he was going to sign them. But I arrived at the time that they were serving, which, I have no way of knowing when they're serving, but I do always ask, whoever's making the appointment, is this around, the dinner time if they're in a health facility of any kind. Between 4 and 6, that's usually, when they serve supper. So unfortunately, because we needed a witness for that particular signing, which was a power of attorney, and we're at the mercy of the witness, quite honestly. I can schedule appointments and I can be ready, but if you need a witness and you don't have your own witness and you need me to bring a witness, while I'm happy to do so, we have to wait on a person to be available to be a witness. And that would be the same thing even if they had their, witness to bring too, but they didn't. So we had to wait on mine. So I get there and he's grumpy and, he's telling me how I'm late, and, I didn't say anything back because, I'd already made contact with his son, who was the one that made the appointment. And, he knew that we were going to be delayed due to the witness and everything. But to let things like that happen at one particular appointment change your outlook on the rest of the day and how you're going to be, don't do that. I'm always praying throughout the day, so I am leaning on Jesus to really keep me free of those unwanted pleasantries. It's everyone has a right to be upset, but don't take it out on anyone else. That particular guy, he was taking whatever his issue was out on me, or I guess maybe because he thought I was late. Thing of it is, he later apologized. And, I told him, thank you, I accept your apology. Jesus intervened is all I can say, because he was very, very, very unwelcoming. And, it wasn't to the point that I didn't want to do the signing, but it was just very upsetting that, he was so unpleasant. His son, you could see it in his face that he was so embarrassed, by his dad. And I don't know what they discussed prior to, me and my witness coming. I don't know what kind of day he'd had, he could have been in pain. I don't know. And, that didn't matter. I know people have bad days, but it was very appreciative that he apologized thereafter. And, he signed the documents and we were good, you know. Um, he just, for whatever reason, had a hard day. But anyway, um, quality is very important in this business. Perhaps if that guy, the son, ever needs me again, ever needs a notary again, he'll remember me, because I did keep my cool and stay pleasant and didn't, make it seem like I'd never experienced that before. I mean, I have, people say things and act in ways that aren't always kosher and, take things out on people and embarrass the crap out of you sometime for no good reason. We've all been there, haven't we? So, but I'm just hopeful, that if in the future, they need a notary, they'll remember me. And because I did, I did offer what I consider as quality. There is definitely a belief that what you give, you'll get back. And I hope that, people have mercy on me sometime, in the future if I'm ever acting, out of pocket. But talking about quality versus quantity and how my business is built on quality, offering quality service to individuals and making them feel like they're the most important thing at that particular moment, because they are. The most important customer is the customer that you're serving at the moment. And it took me a while to realize that, but when I did, I started doing better, and I think that I am seeing the results of that, because everybody wants to be, appreciated for what they're doing in the moment, and not that, I'm the notary. I'm just there to help facilitate whatever documents they have, make things go easy. They look at me as someone with knowledge about what's going on. And so, even if I don't know what's going on, I want to give that back to them. I want to be knowledgeable, or appear as such, and be able to, if nothing else, because we can't give advice, encourage them to call someone that does know. Who is it that you've been speaking to about this particular situation that you can call and ask? We are given a lot of credit for things that we don't really know anything about in the notary business, and so we just really have to be mindful of how we advise or encourage someone as to what they're doing. But at any rate, yes. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Share with another notary. I would love to hear what you think about quantity versus quality in your appointments. Comment below. Share with me some of your appointments and what you've encountered about being rushed, or maybe someone rushing you. It happens that way as well. But anyway, please tune in next time. Take care.